Welcome to Micro Podcast. We've got Eric Nelson here with me. He's a former sales practitioner and leader. He now leads Rev Dimensions, and he helps companies build their sales and go-to-market motions all around the world. And we're talking about this theory of marginal gains and how you've applied it to sales. What do you mean by that, Eric?
It's actually a really interesting concept. It came out of actually the British cycling team in 2003. Up till that point, the team had actually only won something like one gold medal in 75 years. They introduced a gentleman by the name of David Brailsford, and he was actually appointed the director of performance for that British cycling team. And what Brailsford believed was that if you could break down everything you could think of that goes into riding a bike and then just improve it by 1% each day, you would get remarkable increases of output from that team. And so it began a journey for him of looking at things like aerodynamics, the componentry, looking at the nutrition of the riders, their mental resilience. I've heard stories that went as far as like the amount of sleep that they had or the pillows that they were laying on. Up till that point, that team had only won one gold medal in 75 years. By 2017, that British cycling team won 24 gold medals in 5 Tour de France's. So there's something to this. And I think the biggest myth is that big moves grow sales. But the reality is that those companies that focus on the simple improvements, those things that we can easily control, just 1% changes, right? Companies who embrace this concept and they apply it in their go-to-market motions, they're seeing tremendous improvements in their execution.
Over the last couple of years, the go-to-market playbook that a lot of companies have put into practice hasn't been performing like it did previously. And people think the world has changed so much that we have to change everything about what we're doing and do swing for the fences, but swing in a completely different direction. But what you're advocating here is something very different than that.
It's much more about discipline and focus than it is about having to invest massive amounts of money. It's about staying consistent. It's about creating real process, having real enforcement of that process, and ensuring that everybody is operating in that same motion. I've watched what happens when organizations do this well, and it is just phenomenal what comes from it.